the decades of shows and movies have this incredible, rich, vibrant mythology that we plan to bring alive in the best way we can. In fact, when we very first started, we wrote down on a whiteboard what are all the things we absolutely had to have because this was Star Trek. But we didn't stop there. We also went to the novels and even the comic books as further information and further resources to delve into. So you might just run into the Starfleet Corps of Engineers or the USS Excalibur, maybe even the IKS Gorkin if you're a real dork like me and you read all the books. So we are taking a look at everything Star Trek and trying to bring it to you guys, the fans. Okay, so now on to gameplay. Most important thing, you will be a captain of a starship. You will control the ship and its crew from day one. Now that does not mean you're going to start out in rank as captain. As all of you know, to command a starship, you don't necessarily need to be of captain's rank. You're going to have to earn your way up to it. So you'll start out with a small ship, a small crew, and slowly build your way up. Now remember, as a captain, you're going to need lots of different people to help run things. You're going to need security, you're going to need science, you're going to need navigation. Your crew. Now there are two types. The first type is your bridge crew. These are your top officers. These are the ones that make things tick. Now if you guys have played MMORPGs, these are going to be pets. These are going to be player-controlled but AI-driven entities. You're going to equip them, you're going to give them attributes, you're going to level them up, you're going to give them skills. They're going to be just like your main character in that sense. They're going to be an extension of you. Then there's the general crew. So these are the red shirts. These are going to be the dozen, the several dozen, the several hundred of all the myriad races that will make up your crew, and each of them will provide small bonuses depending upon which race they come from. Now, as for the actual gameplay space, you know, there have been a lot of video games released in the MMO space. Some of them are just set on the ground, some of them are set in outer space. Well, we knew from the very start that in the Star Trek IP, we couldn't just deliver you a game that was about spaceships. We knew that we would have to take you planet-side for you to explore strange new worlds and new civilizations. So we will be having our adventures set in outer space, aboard your ships, and even on the planets. Now, every single episode I've ever seen always takes place in all of those locations, and we had to make sure that that would happen in Star Trek Online. So rest assured, you won't be just traveling from point A to point B. You're going to be investigating, exploring. Our game encompasses all those aspects. Now, the next gameplay feature to discuss is the fact that you've got a ship. Now, you'll be controlling a ship in a pretty standard fashion. The camera will be behind. You'll be viewing it. You're traveling through space. Now, what we're going to be doing is representing Star Trek-style combat. So it's going to be more tactical, more slow-paced. You're going to be able to issue commands, send security to Deck 5, repair a hull breach on Deck 6, divert power from engines to shields. We want to make sure that all the things that we've seen in the various episodes and movies, you can be able to do as a player. Now, on the ground, it's going to be fast-paced. In a game with phasers and disruptors, you're going to be firing them off. You're going to be sending out bursts. You're going to be ducking for cover. People have personal shields. Klingons, of course, are going to be fighting in hand-to-hand. So expect really fast-paced melee and range combat on the ground. Now, as I said, you have a bridge crew. And whenever I have a mission, you're going to need to select the right members of your bridge crew to beam on down to be able to tackle whatever challenges ahead. So sometimes you'll take your whole crew, sometimes just some of them. Sometimes it'll just be you and your buddies as all commanders of different ships beaming down onto a planet. Now, as many of you might know, Cryptic Studios in its former games has stressed customization. And we're not going to shy away from that at all in Star Trek Online. So when you create your captain, you're going to create everything from his race, how he looks, how big, how fat, everything. Just like we did in City of Heroes, just like we're doing in Champions Online. Now, you'll be able to choose from all your favorite races, Vulcans, and of course Endorians, Tellarites, Ferengi, but you'll also be able to create your own races. You'll be able to come up with something from your imagination, or maybe put down on the screen a race that you'd heard about in a particular episode but we've never seen before. But the customization doesn't end just with the avatar. It also carries forward to your ship. Now, as a captain, you will slowly gain more experience. You'll gain rank. You'll gain more resources, bigger class of ship. These ships can be customized within a certain range. The nacelles, the saucer, the stanchions. But you'll also be able to add color, decals. You'll be able to reconfigure things to a certain degree within guidelines of the particular class of ship. Now, at launch, we plan on players playing one of two factions. You'll either be part of the Klingon Empire or you'll be part of Starfleet. We will definitely be adding to that, so you could expect to see the Dominion and the Romulans in the time to come afterwards. So, that's how you know this is real, right? When mistakes happen. Okay, so you will be part of either Starfleet or the Klingon military, and Central Command will issue directions, missions to you to go to areas of space that have been explored or unexplored. Now, I can't exactly reveal everything that's going on between the Klingons and Federation, but I can tell you that things aren't as friendly as they used to be. The Kitamura Accords are long past, and if you're a fan of player versus player, rest assured that will be in the game. Now, I talked a lot about combat, and believe me, combat is a lot of fun, but Star Trek has never been just about that. Even though we were all thrilled to see the Enterprise battle the Reliant, I personally loved the Deep Space Nine episodes against the Dominion. The Dominion War was absolutely fantastic. And all those things are great, and believe me, we're going to work hard at that. But Star Trek has also always been about exploration. It's been about that trek across the stars that fired all of our imaginations for decades. Well, in Star Trek Online, you will be discovering new worlds and new civilizations. We have a system of infinite exploration. We will be creating planets, solar systems, civilizations that you, as players, might be the very first to ever see. You might make first contact, or maybe you'll go to a pre-warp civilization and study it from afar. All of these things are going to be a major part of your gameplay, not just the fighting. Now, all of these planets are going to offer new resources and new technology, knowledge, and this is going to be funneled back into either the Federation or the Klingon Empire. You're going to be building equipment, putting new things on your starships. And of course, these new alien races might be recruited into your crew. You might find yourself with a bridge crew member of a species that you yourself had discovered. Now, they might be providing even more for either the Klingons or for the Federation, depending upon which faction has enough favor with them.